Welcome to Come Private number 2. This is part 2 of mixed kids not having an emotional support. Forgive me while I eat in front of you. I'm really sorry. So, if you're from TikTok or Instagram, and you saw my first live, I need to get a little deeper now while I have the time. My battery on my laptop is dying. You need to be there for your mixed child. You know. The reason what it is really simple. Emotional damage is not just a popular trend. Now, it's a real thing. And most of us mixed people, we are emotionally damaged. There are very few mixed people that you can look up to teach you as a mixed person that you can be anything you want to be. Now, at the end of my life, I specifically said, except getting into acting, because it's a problem. Now, speaking from personal experience, and my own personal experience, of being in this business for 21 years, and being looked over at all the cattle calls. For those who do not know what cattle calls are, that is how extras get into films. And if you're lucky and saw by the right person, your career as an extra can become an acting career. Now, not just a cameo here and a cameo there. Cameos are cool. Still going to get paid. But for all the actors, we don't want to just make cameos. We want to be in the flick. Maybe not the star, maybe not be in the thick of it, but we want to be a part of it, and we want to be able to do that. When you are mixed, there's a few issues that we're going to discuss right now. After I drink of this tea. I switch off and finish off this Gatorade. As you know, there have been a couple of commercials with families that are biracial. Not Gatorade, but like the Cheerios commercial that was controversial and everybody wanted off the air because they had a black daddy and a white mom and a little mixed hit girl. That's reality. There are a lot of black and white parents of mixed children. But all the sensitive people didn't want that. You know, so because they didn't want that, a lot of people were fighting to get that commercial taken off. And I'm like, nah, man, that is clearly not right. Sorry. But it is clearly what is done a lot. And a lot of push-up time. A lot of things in this business of acting works more against mixed people than for mixed people. I mean, if you look at the roster, the most famous mixed person that's in films right now is The Rock. I don't want to move The Rock out of the way. I just want to get beside him and start doing more roles, or any roles. And this transitions into all medias. You know, there are very few mixed characters in comics. There are very few mixed characters in TV. This is why I had to stop being James William Sr. and had to start being Echo Fang Grey Wolf, because I have to build myself out as a native versus building myself out as a mixed native, because there's no one writing stories for me. Right? I wrote stories. My shit got stolen. which is why y'all have no idea who the hell I am. I'm going to do another video after this about the difference between me and somebody who's famous is that person who's famous actually got a chance to show the world their stuff, where I am fighting to get a chance to just be seen. Back to this. When you are mixed, whatever your ethnicity shows on camera, excuse me, I'm about to burp. 2 times. Okay, 3 times. Excuse me. Anyway, whatever your ethnicity facially resembles for acting, that's the character you're going to play. So, if you are hyper light, but you don't look black enough, you're not going to play a black person. Alright? Could I play a Mexican? Yes. As long as you don't ask me to speak Spanish, because I don't speak Spanish. Like, at all. I failed Spanish class so bad. And that leads to another racial incident in school. Now, the reason why this teacher doesn't get called the B word is because she was not American. And she was not aware of culture in America. Now, she had made a racist statement. And that racist statement to me was, I never met a Mexican who couldn't speak Spanish. And I, in my ignorance, made an equally racist statement back to her saying, well, first and foremost, you're a racist, and I'm not Mexican. I'm actually part native. At that time, I did not know until I got deeper into my reconnecting journey that Mexicans are also native. And literally, they are of Native American ethnicity. But people don't want to claim them that because they don't want Mexicans to claim their rights. Alright? That's how that works. Here's how the essential thing works for us mixed people. You're not black enough. You're not white enough. You're not native enough. You're not Asian enough. Because that's generally the people that are mixed, you know, if you're mixed white / Jewish, or mixed Hispanic / white Hispanic versus Hispanic, or Latinx Hispanic. I'm fucking that all up, so don't. People who are of that ethnicity, explain it so that I can explain it to the people who's watching. Or come on here and explain it to them in the comments so they'll know what I was trying to say versus what actually flew out my fucking mouth. Because I know I got this shit wrong. Well, let's just say, alright, like I said in my other video and in my live, I knew a Chinese girl who was Chinese and black. She also thought I was Chinese and black. I had to explain to her that I'm not Chinese. I'm part black, part native, and part white. And she's like, oh, well, you have slightly Asian features. It's like, yeah, still, that doesn't change the fact that I'm part native and black and white. Now, we was only in the same class for maybe 2 months before she moved back up to Arlington. So hopefully she's doing well wherever she may be. I do not remember your name, but I have you in my yearbook somewhere. Anyway, I don't even know if I have my yearbook back yet. I'm going to have to call Adrian to see if he still got my yearbook. I'm sorry. That was supposed to stay in my head. Anyway, the whole point being that if you are mixed, skin tone, facial structure has a lot to do with their ability to put you in a film. Every casting call I've been to, because I am mixed, they had no place to put me. It's like, you're not a bad looking man, but you're not what we're looking for. Years later, I would find out as the more I go to these things, it's not that I can't act. It's just that there's a list that people keep telling me it's imaginary. No, it's a list. The last one I went to, the guy literally told me, there's a list of what people are looking for. And those people who aren't looking for you, aren't writing stories for you, aren't trying to make stories for you. I.e., now I need to build myself off as a Native American. I.e., the name is Echo Fang Grey Wolf because James Williams Jr. can't get work. Maybe Echo Fang Grey Wolf will finally be seen, and they'll be like, yeah, well, we got this native role. It's yours if you want it. And you know James is going to take that shit. And Echo's going to be right there with him. We'll take it. Well, you're only going to have 2 lines, and you're only going to be on there for 5 freaking minutes. Works for me. because that's 5 minutes on air that doesn't involve TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram, and it's going to involve a paycheck. And it's also going to be that 5 minutes that somebody out there is going to need to see to say, yeah, he actually can act a little. And that's all you really need is for someone to acknowledge that you can act a little. And you're in. Now, let's get back on topic. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. As a mixed person, growing up mixed, fighting for my place in this world has not been an easy task. It is not easy for mixed kids to be accepted by non-mixed kids, because non-mixed kids, they don't care. They're cruel, they're heartless, they're kids. That makes them normal. So they will do and say things to mixed kids that non-mixed kids wouldn't understand. And they also don't care. And this becomes a problem because it can put you in an emotional state that you can't really come back from. And if you can come back, it's a hard fight. And I know this fight because I've lived this fight. And I don't want to see kids who are mixed go through the same shit I went through. And you would think because as the years go on and it becomes more of a normal thing, that things have changed. No, they haven't changed. Because, my family, we have different shades of yellow. Some of us are not even yellow, just all out off-white. If this is offending you, I'm sorry. But the problem is really simple. If no one's writing stories for me, I can't act. Because you don't act if there's no story for you, the actor, to portray the person that the story is about. Understand? Good. If you are mixed and you are emotionally damaged because of kids in school or in your neighborhood that are constantly fucking picking on you for the one thing you can't change. Your parents created you in love. Your parents love you. Your parents accept you. They always have, they always will. The problem is that society and the world sometimes view us as abominations, right? And I'm going to be honest, they sometimes view us as abominations, and they will whisper behind your back. Your parents more than likely won't. People in your family more than likely won't. Unless your mom is white and she comes from a racist family and they don't like you. They love you because they love her, but they don't like you because your father is a person of color. That's when you understand how shit starts to work. That's the dark side of being mixed. Now, in cases like that, many families reject the daughter and the baby. And the man generally will take the woman, especially if he's in love with her and he loves the child, and their family's going to adore them. And this is the difference between a lot of mixed kids. Another thing is that mixed kids, if it's reverse, and the white family loves the mixed kid and the mother and even the father, but the father is racist to white people and he doesn't like the white family, and so he'll talk shit about the white family, and that'll be the thing. That being said, because this video is being interrupted by background noise of my niece, you understand that as a mixed person, you will have support wars. Now, if you're really blessed, like my family, if you're really blessed, you'll have a family that likes the other race as well as their race, and they're okay. But see, my family was mixed, so this was the thing. My dad didn't know my mom wasn't white. She was white passing. Which is why when he first met her and he told me, I wasn't going to mess with your mom because I thought she was white, and back then that wasn't the thing that you did. But then he met my mom's mom and found out that my mom was not white. And then my sister and myself was born, and there was a marriage somewhere before or after. I don't know. It was before. But, neither one of them
had to deal with a lot of shit family-wise until the divorce came because, like I said, my dad's dad was black. My dad's mom was Native. My mom's mom is adopted, but we're pretty sure she's mostly Native. Possibly Native and black, we don't know. But my mom's dad was black and white, and my mom's dad was white passing. You see, which is why my mom can be white passing. And out of all my grandmother's children on my mom's side, my mom is the lightest. She's like the only one that literally came out white looking. And here's a fun fact. All the children in our family, when they're born, they pop out white. We eventually darken, but they pop out white. Now, as far as I know, white kids are the only ones that pop out white and stay white. And then you have an occasional genetic freak like the ones in our family where they pop out white and they fucking stay white. Now, superstitiously speaking, as my sisters would say, because they were the last two that had babies, because my mom got on their nerves, their babies popped out white. My nephew, Keon, he looks white. The only thing that distinguishes that he's not white is his hair. My brand new nephew, Ronan, he looks white. And I call both of them White Boy Roy. No, Keon was the original White Boy Roy. So now Ronan has to be White Boy Troy or White Boy Troy. But that's the thing. When you are mixed, you do not have a support group. Which is another reason why it gets convoluted sometimes, but it gets kind of funny and it kind of not funny at the times where people often ask you, what are you mixed with? This is the thing that can go either way. For me, it goes into a lot of detail of explaining the shit that I just explained. And for you young people watching this, wherever you are, if you're watching this and you found this and I'm dead, understand that you can still be whatever you want to be. You just got a little bit more harder work to do while you are mixed. That's the thing. You're going to have to put in that work, and you're going to have to work really, really fucking hard because it's just the way it is. It's not your fault. It's not God's fault. It's society's fault. Because society can be a real pain in the ass. Proving what you are. This is where racism will come in. And then I'm going to end this video. Racism will come in when you're hanging with a bunch of black people who want you to prove your blackness. Don't do it. If they ask you to steal anything, don't do it. If they ask you to do all this cussing, don't do it. It's not even worth it. Just tell them, look, don't want me to be black. If I'm not black enough for you, that's your you problem, not a me problem. I know who the fuck I am. Same thing with white people. You want me to see how white I am? Don't do anything illegal. Just tell them, fuck you. That's a you problem, not a me problem. I had to learn that. And so that you don't have to learn it, I'm telling you right now, it's a them problem, not a you problem. Tell them it's a you problem, not a me problem. So I don't have to prove myself to you. You have to prove yourself to anyone. They don't want you to be black enough, fuck them. Don't be black enough. They don't want you to be white enough, fuck them. Don't be white enough. Or any other ethnicity that you are mixed with. You don't need to do all that shit. Just be you. Accept who you are. Deal with the shit that comes with being mixed. But know the most important thing. Because we don't have a support group. You are not alone. Remember that shit. And if you have siblings, this is where shit gets complicated. So then let me end the video after I explain the complication. My family has different shades of people in our house. Like I said in my other video and in my live, I have a younger sister who's under me who could be white passing. I have a younger brother that's under both of us who could be white passing with the exception of his fucking hair. Other than that, you can do that. If you can white pass or black pass, do that. I can't do that. Trust me, I've tried. I can't do that. So since I can't do that, I stopped fucking worrying about it. And you should stop worrying about it. Again, there are mixed actors. 9 times out of 10, if they aren't mixed to the degree like me, where it literally shows they're going to be able to play the role that they want to play. I have to be written in. No one's writing roles for me, so I can't play anything. Which is why I've been in this business for 21 years and haven't gotten a job. But I also didn't embrace my native ethnicity. So now I'm building myself out as native. Therefore, the name is Echo Fang Grey Wolf. Thank you for your time. I am going to make another video. Just not right at this second. Be seeing ya. Also, I have to remember what the hell the video was going to be about.